Hello, and welcome to BirdEye Live, the show dedicated to the digital transformation of local businesses everywhere. Join me, Justin Meredith, and your host and digital marketing evangelist at BirdEye, as we learn from industry experts about the how and the why for taking your business online and claiming the most valuable real estate on the internet, the first page Google. So today, I'm very fortunate to have the Chief Operating Officer and the President of BirdEye, Dave Lehman, with me. Welcome to BirdEye Live, Dave.
Thanks, Justin. Great to be here.
So the BirdEye team is really buzzing about our latest benchmarking report that was just launched, just like last week. And it's the 2022 State of Online Reviews. And I know you have been really, really involved in the part of this project, and you've been a huge part of it, and it is especially close to your heart. So what is it that makes this report just so special?
Yeah, I mean, really, this is like almost 10 years in the making. This is just all of the data from such a vast variety of customers. We've got over 80,000 businesses that are leveraging BirdEye, and we've got all of their data. So, there's studies out there, and you get, surveys that you send out to people to get feedback on what's happening in the world of reviews. But we have the actual data, right? Like we have the information on from small businesses, from mid-sized businesses, enterprise. We see how they're leveraging reviews and how that's working with their customers. We can see how much people are reading reviews, writing reviews, responding to reviews, what channels are hot, what's trending in individual industries. You take automotive and things like Dealer Rating and Cars.com, right? Like they've got their own unique view of it. So again, everything is in this one report. Amazing trends, amazing ways for people to help drive their business through reviews by looking at what's in this report.
That's awesome. And so you just mentioned that you've identified some emerging trends. Can you talk about a little bit what those are?
Yeah, there's a lot of like big trends that are going on. And again, all the data is in there. One of the ones that popped out is that there's 10% more reviews in 2021 than there was in 2020. So that's a whole step change. People, whether it's post-pandemic or whatnot, people are just really relying on reviews, and there's just a lot more out there. The other is Google is king, right? Like we know this on search, but we're seeing this on reviews as well. It really has ticked up, 23% increase year over year on Google reviews. In fact, they own 71% of the reviews market right now, which is, just continuing to go up and up and up. And look, this is so important because 72% of customers aren't going to buy your product unless they look at your reviews first and see positive reinforcement from their community.
Definitely. And I think that just goes to show the power of reviews, but that 72% of people don't purchase or go to a business without looking at reviews first. And like you said, this is an industry-wide report, or it covers all the different industries, and so this allows people to be able to see, how they compare to people in their industry, not just overall, like what's the overall star rating, but it's like, what's the star rating and the average number of views that the other businesses in my industry are getting. And I just think that's an extremely valuable thing to know, because you're able to measure yourself against your competition and then figure out a way to improve. And I said earlier, to get on that number one real estate on the internet, which is the first page of Google, which is the king of reviews now. So why do you think that's the case for Google? Why do you think that Google's becoming that juggernaut in terms of reviews?
I mean, look, it just makes sense. There's like 3.5 billion searches per day on Google, right? 72% of the search traffic is on Google. So it just makes sense that if you're going to start finding businesses that way, you're going to want to start seeing the reviews there. And then you get super comfortable with the idea that, oh, that's where I should put my reviews as well. One of the other trends we saw is that companies are requesting reviews a lot more this year as well. 15% increase from 2020 to 2021 in the number of reviews, and it's happening over mobile, right? It's actually just about 50%. 49% of those review requests are coming on text or SMS because it's got such a high click-through rate. We got 32% click-through rate when someone gets a mobile and asks for it. So again, it's this continuous ecosystem of I find a business on Google, I see the reviews on Google. Then when a company asks me to go out and review them, they ask me to put it back on Google. So it makes sense that it sort of builds on itself.
So you just shared a key stat from the report. Is there anything else that you can share to our audience right now that's tuning in live, or maybe who's watching the recording, which will be the case? So just a heads up, if you're not able to catch us live, then you'll be able to see this recording all over social media after the fact. So is there anything else that really surprised you from the findings from that report?
Again, there's so much great data in there. People should go check out and find out, their industry, as you said, their competitors. How are they benchmarking against things? One of them was that 41% of reviews are being responded to, which is great. That is way up and trending in the right direction. That is a great business practice. If you're not responding to your reviews and even either personalizing them and manually and one-on-one doing it, and or at least automating it so it looks like it's personalized, you're missing out on your business. Google appreciates that. Users appreciate it. Everybody appreciates that review, that response there. So 41% of reviews are now being responded to, which is great. Still room for improvement. Still, another 40 or 51% out there that aren't responding to the reviews. And Bert, I can help you with that, of course. But super important. But again, a positive trend that we're seeing across the board.
Definitely, and I think the goal should be to change that 41% to 100% of reviews are being responded to. I've done, I don't know, 4 or 5 webinars where I've had SEO experts on my webinar with me, and I'm asking them, what can businesses do to improve their SEO ranking? And every single one of them has told me, respond to your reviews, because that's what your potential customers are reading. So that's what Google is reading, and that's what they're paying attention to. So it's super vital to do that. And this is just one of the ways that this shows the vitality of that. So knowing what we know about the state of reviews, where do you see the review industry going? Where do you see this ending up maybe next year?
Yeah. It's funny. There was this blip of the hey, is video reviews going to take off? That was something that we were listening to and keeping an eye on, and it just hasn't taken it off yet. Maybe it still will. Millennium, the next generation, maybe they do want to put their video and their face on these reviews and do it that way. So we're keeping an eye on that one. But the reality is what we're seeing is that the review is really just a piece of the customer experience, right? It's really just one touch point, one signal that you can get from a customer that says something like, "Hey, I'm doing great," or "Hey, saw some issues here." What's really going on is people expect these days more of a response. They don't want to just put a review out there and have it go into the ether. They don't want to even respond to an NPS or a survey and just have it not go anywhere. They expect a business to respond, and that's what I think is going to continue through this process. One of our great customers, David's Bridal, they talk about living in the ones, which essentially means yes, they love their 5-star reviews. They love getting them, and it makes them feel good, and that's what they work on. They've got all these brides and this tough process and stressful and all the rest of it. So yes, they want to hear the positive reviews, but what they talk about is how quickly can they react to a 1-star. And how quickly can they pick that up, turn that into a one-to-one communication, an interaction with that bride, with that customer that they can quickly fix and turn around, right? The negative review side of this thing, right? Everyone gets scared. Oh my God, if I ask for reviews, people are going to give me negative reviews. What do I do with it? All people are looking for is an outlet. And if you have the right communication, the right tools, the right platform to bring that communication together and fix their problem, it's amazing how many people will change that 1-star into a 5-star, and go out and become a promoter, because that's the other side of this, right? If you can take those happy customers, those 5-star, those 4 stars with positive feedback and good insight for you, and turn them into promoters, getting them to refer your business to other people, getting them to go out and, talk about you in their networks, That's how you're going to grow as a business. So again, reviews not going away, super important, continuing to be something that we see in the data is trending in a positive direction. But as a business, every business, not just the large David Bridals, not just the Extra Space Storages, not just these large brands, but every brand has the opportunity to treat their customers in a great way with the right platform.
Definitely. And if you're a potential customer and you're reading these reviews and you see that 1 to 2 star rating and you see that the problems that they had, and because everybody has a bad day, no one has only 5-star reviews. But if you see that bad review, and then you also see that the business took the time to have a detailed, personalized response where they seem to really, truly care about that customer and wanting to make it right, even if they didn't change their rating and they kept it at a 1 or a 2 star, I see that as a potential customer. I'm like, okay, like everybody has a bad day, but I see that response and I'm like, okay, it's not a 1 star in my eyes because I see that they care.
Well, and most businesses out there are actually really good businesses and give good service. It's the ones that are just say, okay, I'm going to just not manage my reviews, let a 1 or a 2 star out there. Then that sort of is what people see as the business. Mm-hmm. Even to your point, if those 1 or 2 stick around and you respond to them, do the right things. But really what you want to do is promote, the 5 stars, get the people who are excited about your brand, the people who did have an amazing experience, make it super easy for them to, in 2 clicks, whether that's on mobile or email, like make it super easy for them to give that positive feedback as well. And in a way, kind of drowned out those 1 and 2 stars as well.
Exactly. Because people, I love to talk about the things that I love. And so if I have a great experience with a business, I'm happy to share it as long as it's easy for me to do so.
Easy.
Because life is busy. Yep. I don't want to have to fill out a form and do a bunch of stuff. If I can just do 2 clicks, leave my review and say a nice thing and be done right there on my phone, that's the way it just makes it a lot easier for me and the business.
Well, and again, this study shows more and more people are doing it the right way, which is super exciting. And again, like you said, if you don't feel like you're out there and you don't feel like you're doing it right, or you want tips or how well you're doing versus everybody else, this is the report that'll give you that insight.
Exactly. So thank you so much for sharing your insights from this report, Dave. And if you're watching right now, you can download the report by following the link that should be posted in the comments either right already or will be soon. And the report has a special section that breaks down the different industries, whether it's healthcare, legal, home services, and property management, just to name a few. And that's not all. So we have an awesome discussion this Thursday at 12 o'clock Central Time, April 21st, where I will be hosting 2 industry experts from a couple of different industries, like the food industry and then the home services industry. And we're going to be going deep into the report and breaking down the trends and the statistics and the things that we found, the findings from this report. And we're going to talk about it with what these experts are seeing in the real world. And these guys are awesome. I mean, they're absolute review rock stars. They're going to be offering their advice, their tips on how they've been able to be successful with their review management. So there should also be a link for you to register for that as well. And that's all that I have for you guys. And so thank you so much for tuning in to today. This is the first ever episode of Bird Eye Live. And a special thank you to you, Dave, for joining us. And for more on taking your local business digital, check out birdeye.com. Oh, and before I forget, be sure to follow Bird Eye on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, to get notified whenever we do go live, because we're definitely going to be doing more of these. We're going to have some awesome guests, whether it's customers so we can hear their story, or just industry experts or SEO experts. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. We have a lot of ideas. I'm excited. So I think that's all that I have for everybody. So have a great day, and be sure to download the report and see how you stack up against the competition in your industry.
Great stuff. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.